My very first handgun was a Rock On Armory 1911, and out of the countless handguns I've bought over the years, nothing's really fit my hand like it. So the next logical step was a double stack 1911, but the prices are crazy. Take the Staccato P for example, you're looking at $2,500. Even the SAS2 from Bull Armory, $1,800. Even the more budget friendly options like the Prodigy, you're still looking at $1,500. And then I see this. Live Free Armory down in Melbourne, Florida drops a 2011 for under $1,000. This is the Live Free Armory Apollo 11, and in my opinion, it lives up to the hype. It's a 9mm double stack 1911 or 2011, even though it's not a Staccato, you know what I mean, made all in-house by the guys at LFA. I saw this thing at SHOT Show 2023 and immediately stuck it in the back of my mind. Missed the first pre-order, but damn did I jump on that second pre-order. Picked it up at the beginning of the year, and my goodness was it everything I wanted it to be. I do want to mention before we get too deep into the video that this is not sponsored and that I did purchase this firearm with my own money. I've got chapters down below if you want to skip around. I want to try and hit everything I look for when I'm looking to purchase a firearm. TLDR, it's kick-ass and you should buy one. But before I finish my personal thoughts, I want to take it down to the tabletop and give y'all a closer look, go over some of the features you're getting with this handgun. Starting with the packaging, you get it in a box, and inside the box you get this very nice Save Your Equipment range bag. In the front pocket, you got all your basic stuff, your lock, your manual, a sticker, and a bottle of lube, which I believe to be CLP. And then in your main pocket here, you got quick access to 6 magazines. This gun ships with a single 17-round Checkmate 2011 style magazine, but it is compatible with all 2011, Staccato, STI, and Prodigy style magazines you can get on the market. These aren't super easy to find. They retail for about $59.99, but I was able to find them for $44.99 on Gun Mag Warehouse. And in this big beautiful pouch, you've got your Apollo 11. Let's go ahead and check and make sure this thing is clear. Always practice firearm safety. I'm checking visually that chamber. I'm also going to check that mag well before I drop that slide, make sure I'm not chambering around. Then point your gun in a safe direction and pull the trigger. Also want to make sure that the workspace you're messing around with your gun in doesn't have any live ammunition so it doesn't sneak its way in there. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the features you're getting with the Apollo 11. You got a heat-treated 416 stainless steel slide. Comes with some very nice slide serrations and lightning cuts. Maybe possibility of porting later down the line. You're also going to get a nice set of iron sights, a tritium front sight, and a blacked out rear sight, which is a great sighting setup, as well as a RMSC optics cut with no rear posts, so no modification needed to fit your Holosuns natively, which is very nice. It's also a very deep cut, so I wouldn't imagine you would need to upgrade your irons for a co-witness with most red dots on the market. You've also got a very nice looking 4.9 inch match grade bushingless bull barrel. I mean, that thing is a beaut, let me tell you. It's also got all your standard 1911, 2011 safety features with the rear grip safety and the ambidextrous thumb safety, as well as a very nice trigger out of the box. It's a red dirt trigger, but I do believe they have plans to make their own trigger in-house later down the line. Let's take a look at some trigger pulls. It's got this little bit of take up and then a nice clean. The reset's also super nice, gives you a little nudge almost, and then you're right back on that wall. You've also got an adjustment screw for over travel. They rate this thing at 3.5 pounds, and I believe them, but I don't have a pull weight scale to test it, so I'll buy one and we'll do some pulls in the 1,000-round review. It's got a 4140 steel frame and a full-blown 1913 Picatinny rail up front for your lights and your lasers. Here, I'm rocking a Surefire X300, but in the clips you see, I'm running a Streamlight TLR1 HL. Reason being, no companies make holsters for this yet. So I had to use the Blackhawk Omnivore, pretty unique holster that works on almost anything with the TLR1, but we'll talk about that in another video. And the last thing I want to hit on is the grip module. It's actually 3D printed, but to me it feels quite durable. I've very much enjoyed this kind of fish scale texture they got going on here. Gives you just enough grip to rock some gloves, but not so much it's uncomfortable to shoot without. You've also got a nice magwell here and a fully aluminum mainspring housing. Of course, the mainspring housing is swappable, and I also believe the grip module to be as well. It should be compatible with all 2011 style grips with a little fitting, but that's another thing I'll find out and return and let you know. But that's it for the overview. Now I want to take it back to the range and I want to talk about some of the performance I experienced, some of the issues I experienced, and talk about my initial impressions and thoughts on the Apollo 11. My initial test consisted of 200 rounds of 115 grain Monarch 9mm, and it ran flawlessly. I also tried a couple different brands of hollow points, which if you didn't know, this gun does not like hollow points, and they ran alright, but we'll talk about that in a second. When I initially got it, I went ahead and threw on the 507K and used a laser bore sighter to sight it in, but I noticed that the irons were misaligned. Not a big deal, it's a fairly simple fix, but definitely something to be noted. Zeroing the dot was super easy with 5 shots to get on and 5 shots to confirm.
That's on? That was right, I think it was you. Yeah. It was just below.
Not bad. Yeah, the irons are definitely off, yeah. Not bad. Most of it's me. New gun, just don't know how to hold it yet.
Yeah, that one was not good.
This is the gun's fault for sure, and then all this is me.
Once we got it zeroed, we decided to put it to the test with some drills.
Damn, I had it so good.
Did.
I was just bouncing it.
Beep. That was flawless.
Woo!
Beep.
Bad draw.
With each drill I did, I became more accustomed to the Apollo and gained more appreciation for the quality of this firearm. I've shot some very nice handguns, from staccatos to really nice SIGs to high-end CZs, and this thing definitely punches above its weight class. And let me tell you, nothing feels better than holding this gun and remembering how much you paid for it. The fit and finish on the Apollo is fantastic. How they're able to provide a firearm of this high quality for that price is still mind-boggling to me. Not just fit and finish, but quality, but accuracy, but reliability. This thing shot fantastic the entire day, with the exception of a handful of malfunctions, including my buddy's weak wrists. Love you, buddy.
What are these flinches?
Out of battery.
Oh. Let's find out.
Yeah, of course. See what happens.
Let's see.
Well, we gotta get the expert on
No,
it.
just close it shut.
Yeah, I just want to see what it is.
I think it was limp wrist.
Yeah, it might have been a limp wrist.
And another malfunction where occasionally pulling out a loaded magazine would ditch the top round.
The fuck happened there?
Still didn't put your safety on, damn it. I'm just watching you do it.
What do you mean? It was on the whole time.
Whether that was the gun, the magazine, or the ammunition I was using, I'm not really sure. So I'll buy a couple different brands and I'll do an update in the 1,000 round video. And the last thing I want to hit on is the performance with hollow points. Like I said in the beginning, this gun was known to not like hollow points, and anybody who said that is 100% correct, because they're right. I mean, check this out.
Ah. Got a first jam, got a nose
It's not
up.
even a stovepipe. What would you consider that?
That is a, I mean, it kind of is a stovepipe, but it's with a live
Yeah, that's why
round.
it's not a stovepipe.
Yeah.
We ended up getting some really funky jams, the worst being the SIG V Crowns, but I only had a very limited amount of ammunition for each, so it wasn't a super conclusive test. I'd love to follow back up and do another video, get a decent variety of defensive ammunition, and find one that it likes. As for my final and closing thoughts, I loved it, man. I loved every single second of it. The Apollo sits leagues above every other handgun I own. The weight, the feel, the recoil impulse, the way it just bounces in your hands when you pull the trigger. Almost like it's doing the work for you. Almost like you've got a little bit of aimbot there. Look, I will say, if you're looking to buy this gun because you think it's going to make you a better shooter, it may or may not. Nothing can substitute for hard work and actual training down at the range, but sometimes you can hit a ceiling with the tools that you have. So if you're looking for your intro into the double stack 1911 or 2011 market, I would highly recommend the Live Free Armory Apollo 11 for your first choice. That's it. we're at the end of my review. I hope you liked it. It's my very first one of these. Yeah, I don't know if I did very well. You know, you basically just kind of copy other YouTubers and see if they... No, don't say that. Let me know if you got any questions about the Apollo 11 down in the comments below. I check them all the time, so I'll try to respond as quick as I can. If you're new to the channel, maybe throw me a sub, man. Maybe throw me a sub. I'd appreciate it. It makes me happy on the inside, you know, like butterflies and stuff. Because you don't get, you know, as a single man, you don't get a lot of love. You know, there's like not a lot of love in the world for like a mid-20s, like